Hi. So, I knew I wanted the title of this video to be something with the word virgin and OnlyFans in it. I'm not sure exactly what I made it. You know. I was like, I'm not even sure if I can even put the words virgin and OnlyFans in a title. And I looked it up on YouTube, like, what is there a video that even has that in it? And the person that came up with Sophie Rain. It was a video, like a TMZ video. And it was like something, proof that OnlyFans creators can be virgins or some shit like that. I don't know. But I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that she is literally a virgin with OnlyFans. And I thought I was so fucking special. And I don't know, it's kind of making me rethink this video, but I've been wanting to do this video, so I'm gonna fucking do it. Whatever. I actually tried to make this video the other night. It was kind of all over the place. I think I was trying to just like build up the courage to even like talk about it before I even was talking about it. And so like the whole video was me like procrastinating talking about things. And I'll probably do that again, so I'm sorry. And also I'm just new to YouTube, and so I just don't know anything. Anyway, I just want this to be like, I don't even know what I want it to be. Violet just came in. Hey, babe. Can you see her? Hey, babe. Sit down, you weirdo. This is Violet. What's up, bitches? I welcome you in your presence. I think the trick is to just keep it recording, and I'm just gonna have to like edit like a lot of footage, so whatever, it's fine. And also sorry if I keep looking up. My room always has spiders in it, and I'm paranoid. But yeah, I have 4 cats, so you might see a cat come in here or hear a cat. I'm just trying to make a video, Violet. Can you like sit down, please? There she goes. Okay. Violet is gonna be on my lap. I guess what this is gonna end up being is me just like explaining my life. And like I already did that in another video, but I think this is more like trying to figure out like how I started OnlyFans. Like this is me also, like I don't really understand why I'm a virgin, you know, and all these things, like and just like what led me to do what I'm doing in like my life right now. And so I just want to give some like context too, because it's like I think when people say like OnlyFans, I do OnlyFans, you know, obviously there's like so many things that go through your mind, like I barely really remember what it was like thinking about OnlyFans as someone who wasn't doing OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean? And also, sorry, I have my fan on too. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm kind of soft-spoken. And also my brother's room is right across from mine, and his door is open for some reason. But he's asleep. It's literally like 2 a.m. right now. But so yeah, I'm talking a little quiet, but quiet Violet. But anyway, OnlyFans, what I do is all by myself. All I post is myself. I never am with anyone. I never, like, it's literally all solo stuff. When I went through puberty, I just had, I end up with a bigger chest. I had already been taking pictures of myself and showing it to men and sending it to men from a very young age, unfortunately. Also, I need to give a disclaimer. It's for people watching and for YouTube itself, but just that everything I'm gonna say is like not good. I'm not encouraging you to do anything. I don't want you to be inspired by any of this. Sorry, Violet is like looking in that direction. But I don't want, like, this was not okay, you know what I'm saying? This is not like something I want other people to go through, or wish that. I'm sure a lot of people did go through this. A lot of women, young girls went through this too. I'm just saying my story. That's all I'm doing here. There's no other intention behind it. Also, I think when people say, you know, I do OnlyFans, like there's so many assumptions behind it, like I said, and just I want to get my story straight about it. Like it's not what I'm not doing what you think, you know, or maybe I am, but I don't know, to me it's not, I guess, what I think I would have thought like you could do OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying? Like I think just a lot of people think other things of, I don't know, it's just whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to share my fucking story and like just talk, because I like barely talk anywhere else. It was my birthday on March 20th. Even like last year, my goal for the new year 2025 to just be like to start like a YouTube, and then this year I was like kind of thinking the same thing.
Right.
And I don't know, just my birthday came up and like I was just like, sorry, I'm like yapping right now. Do you even know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, but fuck. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, I think okay, so what what I was saying is that I started sending nudes and pictures to men from a young age. How I think it all started is my mom, and like, okay, if we're gonna go way back, I might as well just go all the way back to where I think it actually started. My parents got divorced when I was like 8, okay?
Okay.
You know, I'm not special for that. It's half the population, more than half the population, you know, people get divorced, whatever, you know, it's just kind of how it is. So obviously, if divorce affects you still, even though it's common, it still affects you. They're just so violent in the mirror, you're just like staring at. So I was 8 when my parents got divorced, and my mom, even now, she says like she had divorce guilt, you know, where you know, you're guilty about getting divorced and you want to just say yes to your kids and just like treat them better because you got divorced because you feel bad, you know, stuff like that. And so she definitely did have that, and she was always the better parent anyway. I don't even speak to my dad anymore now, but yeah, my mom, she ended up getting me my first phone, like an iPhone 3G, you know, and it was kind of uncommon to like get a phone at a young age then, you know, because I must have been like 8 or 9 when she got me my first phone, and so that must have been like 2011, 2010 or something like that. But yeah, I remember like I was like the only kid in my grade that like had a phone. Oh, my armpit's itchy. What the fuck? I'm a fucking ape. Okay, I probably just walked away. Where are you going? I remember having like games on my phone, but I had unrestricted internet access. Like I could go on the internet. Oh, my cat Jet is coming in. Hey. Oh, Felix doesn't like that apparently. Hey, Jet. I had 2 black cats. This is not Violet, it's Jet. Oh my god. I keep smelling her butt and she doesn't like that. Guys. So yeah, I did have unrestricted internet access, and because of that, I was able to access, you know, porn sites really young and stuff. Like I literally remember going on. Am I allowed to say this? I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. I probably am not. I don't know, but this is literally just for informational purposes and just saying my story. Like, it's not like, I don't know, but anyway, I remember going on like, you know, like the blue one, and like I remember going that like all the time, and so that was like not good, you know, for a 9-year-old. Obviously, when I was like 11, my mom got a boyfriend, and he ended up moving in with us to her house, and he had 2 kids that were both my brother and I's age at that time. My brother is younger than me. He's like 2.5 years younger than me, so it kind of worked out perfectly, you know. And but his 2 kids were only there at his house / my mom's house every other weekend, and then when they weren't there, they were at their mom's. Their mom lived like far away, like in different city entirely. They went to school where their mom lived and everything, but so every other weekend, I was sharing a room with my mom's boyfriend's daughter, basically, and then my brother was sharing a room with his son, and we got along, and it was all fine. But yeah, so like every other weekend, I didn't have a room to myself. We had bunk beds. Why I say this is because I think, in my opinion, and you know, we were both kids at the time, it's not necessarily her fault, but like she really introduced me to like Snapchat and Omegle and Kick and YouNow and like all those apps, you know, where you talk to like strangers. Like literally, it's what it is. I don't know where she learned this stuff. Like she went to different school than I did, you know, because she lived further away in a different city and everything with her mom. But I think she was honestly like like a popular kind of girl there. I don't know exactly, but that's where I learned to just talk to strangers and guys and stuff. And you know, and obviously when you like talk to guys, it's like, and I don't know how old these guys were, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I do remember there was like a guy that wasn't an adult, at least. You know, when it comes to guys talking to guys online, you know, obviously they're like, let me see a picture of you, let me send me a selfie, you know, and that leads to like, let me see your outfit, or like, you know, let me see like your body, or like show me, you know, I don't know, just like, and it just leads to nudes. And you know, I was fucking sending nudes, and I was like literally 11. It's really fucked up, and it's gross, it's really disgusting. There was this one guy that I said, I remember him like saying, like, we were like talking, like kind of just like friends would. Then he started to like ask for nudes, and I remember thinking, like, you know, it felt different because, you know, I was talking to him, I was like friends with him and whatever, and it wasn't just like random stranger, you know, type of thing. And I remember sending a picture of like my body, and then he kept saying like, I want to see your pussy, like all caps, and like I could tell he was getting mad. And I remember I remember this because I think it was my first time ever doing this, like sending this. Like he just was getting mad, and I didn't want him to stop talking to me, you know, I didn't want to make him mad. And so I sent him a picture of literally, you know, my vagina. And after I sent him it, he didn't say anything. He was like silent, and we didn't talk after that. And it was really weird. I remember feeling this feeling of like, why I do that, and what's sad to me, like, why, I don't know. It just, I remember the picture. I literally remember the picture, and I don't like that I remember the picture, but I do. And it's just like, I think of that myself, and I'm like just a little girl, and like, it's just really sad. It makes you cry. It's just, you know, like sending that, and I don't know, but it kind of just set me down this like this train or whatever, this path of just like, that was my way of getting validation. And like I was so like emotionally like with this, like I was on, like my value was my body. Like I learned that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if my mom's boyfriend's daughter, if she did this too. She must have been doing it, I don't really know, but I don't remember like talking to her about sending nudes. I just remember like we would both talk to guys though, and random guys and stuff. My mom and her boyfriend ended up breaking up, so she ended up moving out, you know, and we never talked again after that. That's where I just kind of like started learning, you know, that's like that's what I have to men, is my body. And you know, anyway, even after she moved out, like I still remember doing it. I still remember sending nudes and like doing all that. And yeah, like 6th and 7th grade, you know, after elementary school, I kind of started to like lose friends a little bit. And when I look back on it now, like there was like very obvious signs of like depression, like really bad depression, and like and just anxiety and stuff. And especially 7th grade, I just really struggled with going to school, and I don't know, just like being around people. Like I have social anxiety, and this was like definitely like the start of it. I remember just it being just hard to go to school, and like I think because I have social anxiety, that is definitely part of the reason why I'm probably a virgin, you know, still, is that just people give me anxiety, you know. In 7th grade, like just getting out of bed was hard. Like literally it was hard, like, and I just wasn't sleeping well, and I remember just staying up the whole night, and like just really struggling. And like I remember being at my dad's house and like laying in bed and just like was awake the whole night, just like crying. Like everything was making me fucking cry. And my dad, you know, being so understanding, was like screaming downstairs like, come on, it's time to go to school, come on, you're gonna be late, you know. And then I remember him coming up to my room and like being like so pissed and angry and just screaming. And then I was like laying in bed with my covers on, and I had to like have the covers like over my head because I didn't want to get out of bed. Like I literally I felt like I couldn't. It was like I was paralyzed. you know, and if you have depression, you know what I mean. I don't know, but I remember my dad like yanking off the fucking blanket off me, and I was pulling it back, and we were just screaming at each other and yelling, and I was crying. And then finally he just like gave up and left and took my brother to school, and he went to work, and I just was home that day. And that would happen like often. In 8th grade, I ended up being homeschooled, and I did school online, and I remember feeling a lot better, you know, but the problem was never like solved. I never like really like even understood what was happening. And I think in 8th grade is where I really like lost connection with like the friends I had left, you know, because it's like I wasn't going to school, I wasn't seeing them every day anymore after that, and just like, but I really lost like that, the value of like friendship too and all that. And like I just was like, you know, I just don't want to be at school, and I wasn't like understanding that, like, you know, the socialization part of it and stuff like that. I remember like sort of understanding like what I was feeling though, because I actually feel like visually remember, like it must have been like 7th grade or whatever. I remember like sitting in my mom's minivan in the back seat, and we were about to pull out of the driveway to go to school, and I was like looking up stuff like you know, I don't like, why did I feel this, why did I feel that. And I remember coming across the word social anxiety, and I was like reading the description, and it was like the fear of embarrassment. And I remember reading that, and I'm like, light bulb. It was something, you know, it was like my first like validation a little bit, just like I think I definitely have that, like that's what I have, you know. Reading more about it, and then it's saying, you know, therapy helps, medication helps, whatever, all this stuff. I remember reading that and being like, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do any of that, I don't want to like go to therapy, I don't want to talk about it, you know. And so I think that was part of why I never like really brought it up to my parents, or like, you know, my mom, at least not my dad, but like, you know, I don't know. And yeah, and I guess I just never really like got help for that. In high school, I ended up going to school instead of being online still, because my dad absolutely like refused me to do that, to go online again. Going back into school was like really weird and hard, and like I still was able to like be with some friends that I had before, but they, you know, already had like new friend groups and everything, and it just was weird. And like I ended up just struggling even more, because, you know, it was already hard for me to socialize, and then there was like, it felt like I was just at a new school, you know, because I was, but like with people I didn't even know anymore, because, you know, I spent a year away. And I don't know, I struggled a lot. And then sophomore year was like was hard. It was even worse, like just coming back, because my friends just, I think we just had a falling out, and we just went our separate ways. And just that year, like we didn't hang out that summer, you know, and so I just lost connection with them. Sophomore year, I like spent basically being a loner. Like the thing is like, I know part of it, like I felt like it was like my own fault, but at the same time I just remember, when I go back and think about it, like I just remember feeling so like trapped in my own body. Like I couldn't speak to people, and like I was afraid of speaking to people, and I just was a quiet kid and just didn't talk, because I didn't have any friends, and like I didn't know how to make more friends. And you know, that led me to just being very, very lonely and very miserable at school. And you know, I'd only talk if I was spoken to. Like I remember being like getting dropped off at the beginning of the day and not speaking to anyone until I got back home. That's just really sad. And like I would spend lunch, you know, outside. I would sit outside, or I would spend it in the computer lab, just by myself on a computer, just like pretending to do homework or whatever, just looking up something, or just alone, you know. And it was hard, and it wasn't fun at all. And yeah, and that was just, you know, where I just lost friends and didn't make friends and didn't have like that high school experience, you know, whatever. So my junior year I ended up going online again, and and I stayed at home like every day, just like on a computer. My mom was kind of struggling with money and stuff ever since her boyfriend moved out, and so we ended up moving to this like really small apartment where my brother and I had to share rooms and everything, and it really sucked. And at that point I realized my mom needed help with money and stuff, so I got a job. And so I was online for high school for junior year, so I was able to just like work, and I was a pet sitter. I was a part-time pet sitter, so I was able to make some money and do that. And I knew I wanted a job where I didn't have to talk to people, and I definitely didn't. Like I went to people's houses when they weren't home, actually, like we're on vacation or something, and took care of their pets when they weren't home. And it was pretty ideal for someone who has social anxiety. I really recommend doing it. Like they were just like a small company in my area. I did that for like 2 years, because I went online for my senior year too, and then COVID happened. And also, by the way, I forgot to say this, but my sophomore year I also ended up getting knee surgery that made me like leave school, like had to be out of school for like a month, and that honestly like sort of helped me convince my parents that I wanted to do online school again, because I was also just struggling at school, and then having a fucking bad knee. And like I literally remember like I was supposed to wear crutches to school, and I didn't use my crutches at all because I was like embarrassed. I was literally embarrassed to use my crutches at school, and so I was just like in pain. It was really miserable at school. And it's just, if I think more about it, I'm just gonna bring myself to a cry. It sucked. It did suck. It sucked so much, and I feel bad because there's probably, okay, now I'm gonna cry, but there's probably, girls out there, or just anyone out there, boys experiencing the same thing, just like this absolute like loneliness, like trapped inside your own body, yet you're surrounded by like so many people, and you still feel like so lonely and isolated. And I honestly was like really insecure too, and just really hated my body and everything like that. And I was still, sending nudes and stuff, and doing this and that, and I was getting my validation from those guys still at this time, and like still doing all that during high school and everything. And like the more lonely I got, I think the more I was like sending these nudes and stuff. Yeah, but getting a job sort of like distracted me, and it was good for me, I feel like. But like COVID happened, and I ended up just like leaving the job. I remember feeling like really unable to do the job too, because I felt myself getting more like depressed during COVID and stuff. And also my brother was like such an ass, and like because we shared a room and stuff. I worked like from literally, I woke up like 5 a.m. I woke up like 5:15 to leave at my house at 5:30, so that I could go to a storage unit to pick up keys for houses that I was going to go to that whole day, because the storage place opens at 6 a.m. And so I would get there right at 6 a.m., get the keys, and go to people's houses all day, and then come back. And then I would go back to the same houses sometimes, or other houses that night, morning and night, basically, of pet sitting and stuff. And my brother, like, he would play video games like 24/7 in our room, and like I would tell him like at night, can you just turn off the video games, because it's like flashing, and like just I'm not able to sleep, and I need to sleep because I need to wake up early to go to work. And he like literally refused to like do that. And my mom, after she broke up with her boyfriend at that time, before we moved to this place, she really fell into this like depression, and I think she like honestly stopped being like a mom. Like something happened to her, and I don't know, like mentally, and I think that was also probably why I got a job at this time too, just because I knew that she was struggling because of my brother, because he was like refusing to fucking turn off his video game so I could sleep. I ended up sleeping on the couch, and I slept on the couch for literally 2 years while I had this job. which I know is like my own fault, but it's like, I wish my brother would just get off his stupid fucking video games. But I also was just like, I'm tired of arguing, I'll just sleep on the couch. I was sleeping on the couch, I had like, I honestly kind of liked it because it was like, I had privacy, I was able to send pictures to guys from the couch. I lost my job, and you know, it was COVID and stuff, and I remember just like being mainly on Snapchat. I think it was just mostly Snapchat, and just like sending nudes to like guys I've talked to all the time, just like random, you know, because I was just getting my, I was lonely, and that was where I was getting my attention. I was just living this like very isolated, lonely life, and I think during COVID I just like sort of went through this sort of depression because I didn't have a job anymore, and I was just sending these nudes and sleeping on the couch, and I just felt like a loser and like not making any money, and just was like, I don't know, just really struggling again and stuff. And I think like with everyone can relate to that about COVID. Just it kind of just threw everyone off. You know, like being at home and stuff. I also kind of like felt a little bit better that everyone was like going online and stuff, and like going and staying at home, because I already was doing that, you know. For like a year or two I was just, you know, in that depression or whatever, and just, you know, fucking around on my phone with guys and stuff. And I remember getting TikTok, and you know, I would see like videos of people like just like posting like their outfit kind of thing, like they just showed their outfit and like had like music over it. And so that's kind of what I started doing. Like I wear like graphic tees, or like and I have like patterned pants, like pajama pants literally, and just like sweatpants and whatever, and I kind of like would like just post myself literally just wearing what I was wearing, and with like sound over it. And like sometimes I would like go outside and do it, and like that kind of was like making me a little bit happy, because I was just kind of like, you know, it was just like for fun type of thing. Sometimes I would put on like a tank top, or sometimes I would put on like just a lower cut shirt or something. And then I remember, you know, like getting comments from guys like, oh, you got big knockers, or just like you have big boobs, or holy cannonballs, or whatever, just like stuff like that. And then I remember people saying like they would pay me to make an OnlyFans. And when I saw that, a lot of people were saying that, I was like surprised, and like, you know, like I started thinking about it. I started actually thinking about it, and like, you know, because I was already like sending these like nudes to people on Snapchat, and I was like, what the hell's the difference? Like, why I should be getting paid and not just doing it for free. It kind of led me to be more sexual on TikTok doing that. Like I would like do like lip singing. I still do this now, like lip singing of just like, you know, sounds, or just putting sounds over what, like showing my outfit or whatever, and like started wearing more like tank tops, or like just wear like a bra, and just like post myself doing that. And then, you know, all those comments started coming in of just like, just get OnlyFans, blah blah blah, where's the link, you know, stuff like that. And then I had a video like blow up, and after that video, I really did, like I got like 4 something million views. I was like, okay, I think I really should make an OnlyFans, because I can make money. I want to make money, you know. And so I did it. I made an OnlyFans, and I did make a lot of money in the beginning. I remember like the first like couple months I made like $10,000. It was like the most amount of money I've like ever seen in like my life, and ever had in my account in my life and stuff, you know. And at the time I was like, I must have been like 19 or 20 when I started. This was 2022. And so yeah, started OnlyFans, and you know, I guess I just kept doing it. I was able to save up some money, and we moved, my mom and my brother, we all moved to a 3-bedroom place, so I finally had my own room and everything. And obviously we're still renting, but yeah, but then it kind of got too expensive and stuff like that, and so now we live here. It's a 3-bedroom place, but it's smaller. It's cheaper because there's no AC, which really fucking sucks, by the way, living in California without AC. But it's smaller, so it's cheaper, and there's no AC, so it's cheaper, and all that. I still split the rent with my mom, but Yeah, because I was splitting the rent with my mom there, and it was just getting too expensive. I just couldn't afford it anymore. We lived there for like 3 years, but now we've been living here for a year, and just way less rent is helping me save more money. But yeah, I'm still just a loner, you know, and I stay at home, and I think just not having friends, anywhere to go, just like that just made me be a little bit agoraphobic. Fear of leaving my house, like just preferring to be at home and just like all of that. And yeah, so that's why I'm a virgin with OnlyFans, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to like some points of my story, but I feel like it would be really cool if someone could relate to everything I said. I am honest. I try to be honest to people when I talk to them if they ask on OnlyFans, just about my life, and you know, they just assume that I'm, you know, maybe I go out or maybe I have a lot of boyfriends, but I'm literally just like a loner girl at home who happens to have a bigger chest. And yeah, and that's it. I don't know, like if I didn't have big boobs, like I don't even know where I'd be. I'd be a fucking rocket scientist. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. But I don't know. I didn't have depression either, or like social anxiety either. But yeah, just that's where I am now, and I don't make that much money. I really don't. It's embarrassing, but I don't make that much money. Like I really don't. But I am a virgin. I do have OnlyFans. I don't promote that I'm a virgin. Maybe if I did, I would make more money. But I know it's not something that's I don't know. It's not something that's that big of a deal to me. I don't like feel like talking about it all the time. But you know, I guess people can just relate to it, and it's just like whatever. And like I'm 24 years old, you know, now, and I'm a virgin, and you know, being my birthday the other day, you know, being 24 now, I just think I'm getting closer and closer to the 40-year-old virgin, you know, the Steve Carell movie. But I used to think for the longest time it was the 30-year-old virgin, but I was relieved when I found out it was 40-year-old virgin. So I had some time. I have some time before I get to that. Yeah, and I don't know. It's just, yeah. I guess I just wanted to set the record straight about some people who do OnlyFans, that we're not all, you know, this one type of person. I still have depression and stuff, and still have social anxiety and everything, and I still think that OnlyFans is probably the most amount of money I can be making with a job while still being in bed, and you know, I'm on my own schedule, my own boss, and everything like that. And I do have low respect for myself. I do have low self-esteem and everything like that. You know, which probably helps me do OnlyFans, to be honest. I mean, I still get confident from it too. Sometimes, you know, it's like it is confident boosting sometimes, you know. Yeah, but it's just kind of like I just kind of used to it. I'm just kind of comfortable with it now. You know, a lot of times I think about going to therapy, because I'm not in therapy, but I think about going to therapy, and I think I just don't like to help myself. I don't want to put in the effort to help myself, because I don't care enough about myself to like do that. And you know, and I think that's what a lot of people struggle with too. I could do therapy or I could do YouTube. I probably will end up going to therapy at some point, I don't know, but it's just I'd rather not at this time. It's just I have to have it work for me. Like I have to be there mentally to like want to help myself for it to work, you know. And that takes like a lot. That takes a lot for me. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to share. Yeah, I don't know. I just am a normal. I guess not. I am normal, but I'm not. I feel like the average OnlyFans user, I guess. My goal is to just like save money and just own a house like a little garden, and that's it. Like that's all I want to do in life, really. When people ask me like, what do you want to be when you grow up, it was always a different answer. Just like I don't know what the fuck. Like thinking about the future is like I never got joy from thinking about the future. I never wanted anything. Like I didn't want to go to school, like, you know, obviously, because there's so much anxiety around school for me. And I didn't want to like do that. There's nothing that interests me, and then I started to just realize, like, you know, what do you want to do, like, actually? And I was just thinking, like, when it really comes down to it, I literally just want to own a house, because I've been renting for so fucking long. You know, I'm tired of renting because I don't live with my dad. You know, I've been living with my mom, and we rent and stuff, and it just sucks. Like in California, it just sucks. I just want to live somewhere that I own and be able to afford that, you know, comfortably, and just preferably like a house that has some land so I can like grow a garden, because I've been trying to garden because I like doing that. I don't know, it's something, you know, to make me not, you know, want to PMS. But we have a small yard here. It's like a very small amount of dirt, but I am trying to make it work and stuff. Like I made carrot cake for my birthday, and I used carrots for my garden in the cake, and I was just kind of proud of that. And I don't know, and it was my first time growing carrots and everything, and it was just fun. And I don't know, that's all I want in life, is literally just be like self-sufficient, just own a house with a little garden that I can like cook food with. It'd be cool to still live in California, you know, maybe by the ocean, with like big giant mature trees, and just with my 4 cats and everything. And yeah, and just like that's literally all I want in life. Like if I were to win the lottery right now, I would literally just go buy a house like in Northern California somewhere, and just fucking like live there and die there. Like literally that's all I would do. And just, I don't know, you know, I would make my own touches on the house. I would make it like a cat like house. Like I would have like shelves and walls, like for the like cat stuff, and nets and holes in the wall and tunnels and stuff. And like I would literally do that. Like that's all I would do. I have like a cat sanctuary type of thing, like foster cats and kittens, you know, and like have chickens maybe, or bunnies, and like that's literally all I want in life. And I don't know why I'm able to cry when I think about that. But yeah, I don't know, it's just, yeah, I do OnlyFans, but it's like I'm not, you know, I'm not, I don't know, I'm not like what you think I think. I don't know, but yeah, I just thought I would just come on here and just be genuine. I'm sorry if my story is kind of everywhere. I realized no matter how many times I make this fucking video, I don't know how to speak correctly. Like I'm under socialized. If you could tell, if you were listening at all, I have social anxiety, and just I don't know how to socialize, and I don't know how to make my sentences make sense. Like no matter how many ways I made this video, it's always all over the place. It's always just like the pieces of the story are like backwards and whatever. So I'm sorry about that. I appreciate you listening to me and everything. I'm sorry I'm not that funny. You know, I'm gonna try to edit this. It'll probably take me a long ass time to even like build up the motivation to like want to edit this. I don't have an editor. Hey editor, can you edit this out? Violet is asleep. I think I might go to sleep or just be on my phone. But yeah, I think my goal is just to like, you know, just talk more, be more genuine, and you know, maybe make more YouTube videos, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know, but yeah, for my birthday I ordered myself, you know, I spent like every birthday like really alone. You know, it was just my mom, my brother in my life, all I talk to. I also am a strong believer where it's like, if you're not a child anymore, like you don't need to have a huge celebration for your birthday. I think that, but I also think like I literally haven't had like friends in my adult life where I don't even know what it's like to celebrate my birthday like as an adult. Like have a party, or have people come over, like friends. I wanted to just like give myself a birthday gift, which I don't usually do, but I got one of those like Riri gift box, those like Lucky Scoop things. I don't know if you've seen that on TikTok, but I ordered myself one of those. I was thinking about opening it up and making a YouTube video. I don't know, it's like stupid. Like I know how stupid it is, but yeah, it's kind of a dumb purchase, but I had, you know, some money, and I knew I was gonna get some money from my birthday, so I just was like, you know, I might as well just get what I actually want for my birthday. And yeah, so, you know, I watch her videos on TikTok all the time, so I just was like, I'll just fucking get it, like, whatever. Anyway, thank you for listening to this again, and, you know, I think about it, and like, all my fucking videos are just gonna be like, cause I don't go out and do stuff. Like, what other YouTube accounts of people who have social anxiety or like agoraphobia, who just stay at home and just like, but like, it's like, what do they do though? Like, what do they do, you know? I want to post more on YouTube, but it's like, I don't even know what to do. Sorry, I look ugly. I have pimple patches on my face. Yeah, but yeah, I've been picking at my face since I was young. So if you do that, if you have like scoriation disorder, definitely get pimple patches and just put them all over your face. Like, it really helps. Okay. Anyway, good night. I don't know why. I feel like if I end the video, I'm just gonna be in silence again, and I'm kind of afraid of that. But it's whatever. Okay, at least I can turn the light off though, because this light is bright. Anyway, peace, love, and yeah, thanks for watching. I don't know. Did you like this video? Okay, bye.